Welcome back to Leeds Lately. Leeds have, of course, just won 4-0 away at Swansea, and Bristol City have beaten Southampton 3-0. Well, there's a couple of minutes left at time of recording, but still, Bristol City have beaten Southampton, and Leeds have beaten Swansea City 4-0. Excellent performance, excellent result from Leeds. We'll have a quick chat about the goals, and then we'll go into some of the players and talk about how they played. But first of all, Somerville's goal within the first 7, I think it was in the 7th minute, we cut inside. Jorginho kind of like persevered with the ball that came out of the box, made sure he kind of flicked it over a player's head, used his body strength really well to get on the end of it, passed it back to Somerville, who cut inside, and his deflected shot went in the back of the net, completely wrong-footed the goalkeeper. And it was a great start, because in an away game like that, you have to score early if you're going to have success. Well, you don't have to, but you know what I mean? Like, it's good to. And, of course, that's what played out, and it kind of opened the floodgates then, because a couple of minutes later, in the 9th minute, just before it went 10 minutes and we went 2-0 up in the first 10 minutes, a ball came through, went to GNONTO, played it into the path of Joel Piroe, who against his former club smashed it into the bottom corner with his weak foot, scoring a really good goal. Then you had the GNONTO goal where he cut... Wait, was that the 4th goal? GNONTO scored 2, didn't he? One of GNONTO's goals, he was going through on goal and he cut in on his from his right-hand side onto his left foot and wrong-footed the goalkeeper and put it in the bottom corner. So that was a fantastic finish. As we're talking through the rest of the video, I will try and remember what the other goal was. I think it was not. I think GNONTO scored 2, didn't he? I tell you what, we can do it right now because it's literally on my screen. Who scored for Leeds? GNONTO scored one in the 35th minute and the 72nd minute. Let's have a look. So, yeah, of course, Leeds dominated the possession massively, 59% to 41%. And they, even when they did have possession, they didn't really do anything with it whatsoever. And in the end, Leeds were just way too much for them. They looked like they didn't really have a plan, Swansea. They looked like they were very open at the back. They just looked like every time we were going to come forward, we were going to score, and they created nothing themselves. So in the end, it was really a pretty easy victory for Leeds. But that's not to say that Leeds didn't play well, because we certainly did. And we were talking about it with the live chat in the stream, that basically some of our players at the moment, it's hard to see how they would be replaced with players coming back. So when Pascal Struijk comes back, how can you take Ampadu out of that team? And if you do put Pascal Struijk in, do you put Ampadu back in midfield? Because Gruev's playing really, really well there, and you can't play Gruev and Ampadu because they're too similar in terms of their playing style. And so it's all going to be a bit of a mishmash of things. Do you take GNONTO out and bring Dan James in when GNONTO's on 4-4 on a goal streak here? So it's going to be a good dilemma for Farke to have with these players coming back. We've had a little bit of an injury blow, though, because Patrick Bamford pulled out during the warm-up. Not sure what that injury is. I'm sure we'll find out more about that later on. But for now, Patrick Bamford is ruled out, was at least ruled out of that game, and you'd imagine the weekend as well. So Joel Piroe went up front with Jorginho playing in the number 10 role, which is what we've been crying out for so long, and I think it worked really, really well. I think Jorginho was able to get on the ball in deeper positions. He was able to turn. He was able to run at defenders. If you want to know more about what I think about why Jorginho's been so successful this season, check out the most recent video about Jorginho Rutter on the channel. You'll see it somewhere. It's like a black and white thumbnail. You'll see that somewhere. That's a good watch, because it talks about this game from Jorginho Rutter, picking those balls up in those positions, turning a man and really running at defenders. And it opened up so much space for our other attackers to go through and to score goals. So, of course, he got himself an assist. I think he got at least one assist today. And so, yeah, that really opened up space. And they just seemed to almost let us have it. They didn't really have any standout players. They just weren't very good, Swansea. They really just weren't very good. Leeds, however, were very good. And I think, again, Ampadu and Rodon really, really solid at the back. Firpo made a couple of mistakes, but maybe that's just because it's Firpo that we pick those out, because other players made them as well. I think Glenn Kamara gave the ball away a few times. Gruev might have done it as well. And even Somerville, GNONTO, Jorginho, they all give the ball away at times. But for the most part, I think everybody had a very good game, and you couldn't really fault any of our players Gray tried to get down the line. He tried to help out Nonto on that right hand side. Nonto did well, not holding the ball up, but like dragging Leeds up the pitch in those forward wide right areas and winning corners and basically just being a nuisance for Timon, their left back. And I think I said it during my stream, but when Timon had to see Nonto get taken off, he was probably like, oh, thank God. Who's coming on? Oh, Dan James, probably the fastest player in the league. Oh, nice. And Dan James did try to give him the run around a couple of times, and he did get a couple of shots off as well, James. So that was good to see that he was back to fitness as well, because he's such a weapon to have, even if it is off the bench. But overall, I just thought Leeds were very, very good tonight. You went away and they did a perfect away performance. It was so good. Just whilst I'm talking, I'm going to try and find it on SofaScore and see if I can see where the shot was from and identify what it was. Because honestly, I genuinely forget what the goals are when I've watched it like not long ago at all. It's obviously let's have a look. Swansea City versus Leeds United. Let's have a look at where the shots were from. Lineups, players' average position. So this is all just showing you where we were on the pitch and stuff. Obviously, you can't see this at the moment. Let's have a look at Wilfred Gnonto. If we click on him, shot map. Oh, bloody adverts. You're just trying to look at some football and you get an advert right in your face. There seems to be two shots from the exact same position. Honestly, I can't remember. There were counter-attacks. We broke forward. We did really well, and we slotted the ball in the back of the net. I think the second one actually he was just running through on goal, and he just smashed it in the bottom corner, and there was no mistake about his second finish. It was quite similar to the first one, except he didn't have a defender to deal with as much. That was it. But yeah, Gnonto, two really good finishes. There was one where he kind of messed it up, where they all went through on goal, like four of them. There was moments in this game where honestly we were like 4-on-2, four of our attackers on two of their defenders, and we like either scored or missed. But like it happened like 3 times. Like, how have they allowed that to happen so much in one game? I don't understand what they're doing. There's no wonder they're down there in the league table, to be honest with you. But of course, Southampton lost as well. So when we look at the league leaderboard, of course we do have they do have a game in hand on us, Southampton, but we go up into second place again on 66 points, and they are going to be in third place on 64 points. We are now, I know Ipswich have got 2 games in hand on us, right? But we are 6 points clear of Ipswich at this point. When they play their 2 games, if they lose them both, I mean, that's a bit of a mountain to climb at this stage of the season, especially with the form that Leeds are in. I think we've won the last 6 games on the trot. And Southampton obviously will only have 1 game in hand and still be behind us by 2 points. So it's really important that we keep this streak going into the weekend and keep playing the way we are. So I think, for me, Farke probably goes with an unchanged lineup. And we go into the weekend with a massive amount of confidence. Of course, Somerville scored again, so that puts him on 15 goals for the season. That puts him joint third now, only 2 goals behind the league leader, Sammy Smodics, for Blackburn Rovers at the moment. And Jorginho Rutter got himself another assist, so that's 10 assists for him for the season. So that puts him up to 4th in the assists lists, only by 2 assists as well. So Leeds players really are stacking up the numbers on the charts and doing it in style, might I add, as well. So thanks for watching Leeds Lately. Join me at the weekend again for another live stream, match reaction, all that good stuff on the channel, and I'll see you in the next one.